Hare Krishna. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Deving Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naisthike. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 86, Arjuna kidnaps Subhadra. Today's verse 27 to 29, 3 verses together. So we may repeat the one verse, first verse, then I can repeat all next. Svantan api atha tan duraj janakah sogrihagatan anitesu asanga griyesu sakhasinam mahamanaha santanapi atatan duraj janakah sogrihagatan anitesu asangagresu sukhasinam mahamanaha santanapi atatan duraj janaka sogrihagatam anitesu asangagresu sukhasinam mahamanaha santanapi atatan duraj janaka sogrihagatam anitesu asangagresu sukhasinam mahamanaha. Prabuddha bhaktya uddharasa hridaya savikesanaha natva tad angrin prakhyalya tadapo lokopavani sakutumba vahan mutna pujayam chakra iswaran gandha malyam varakalpa dhupa diparghya go vrisahi. Word meaning: santan, fatigued; api, indeed; atha, then; tan, them; duraj, from a distance; janaka, King Bahulashu, a descendant of Janaka; so to his griha home. Agata come. Anitesu which were brought out. Asana on seats. Arghesu excellent. Sukha comfortably. Asina seated. Mahamanaha very intelligent. Pravidha intense. Bhaktyaha with devotion. Uddharsaha overjoyed. Hidaya whose heart. Ashraha with tears. Avilaha clouded. Ikshanaha whose eyes. Natva bowing down. Tat there. Angri feet. Prakshaalya washing. Tat from that. Apaha the water. Loka the whole world. Pavanihi able to purify. Sa together with. Kutumbaha his family. Bahan carrying. Mudna on his head. Pujayam chakre he worshipped. Iswaran the lords. Gandha with fragrant sandalwood paste. Malya flower garlands. Ambara clothing. Akalpa jewelry. Dhupa incense. Deepa lamps. Arghya water. Go cows. Brisai and bulls. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace Sri Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. When King Bahulasa, a descendant of Janaka, saw Lord Krishna approaching his house from a distance with his sages, who were somewhat fatigued from the journey, he immediately arranged to have seats of honor brought out for them. After they were all comfortably seated, the wise king, his heart overflowing with joy and his eyes clouded by tears, bowed down to them and washed their feet with intense devotion. Taking the wash water which could purify the entire world, he sprinkled it on his head and the heads of the family members. Then he worshipped all this great Lord by offering them fragrant sandalwood paste, flower garlands, fine clothing and ornaments, incense, lamp, orchid, and cows and bulls. Srila Prabhupada comments, Bahulacho, the king of Videha, was very intelligent and was a perfect gentleman. He was astonished that so many great sages, along with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, were personally present in his home. He knew perfectly well that the conditioned souls, especially when engaged in the worldly affairs, cannot be 100% pure, where the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his pure devotees are always transcendental to worldly contamination. Therefore, when he found that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and all the great sages were at his home, He was astonished, and he began to thank Lord Krishna for his causeless mercy. The word Ishvara in this verse refers not only to the Supreme Lord, but also to the exalted sages in his company. This is confirmed by Acharyas Siddhar Swami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanam Sayakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Virena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanitam Tam Sat Sajivam Sagraitam Savadhutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhantam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Ami Hari Panchagrapatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatharine Santanapi yatatam duraj janakah so grihagatam anitesu asangagresu sukhasinan mahamanaham prabruddha bhaktiyaha uddharasah hridayasru अभिलक्षणः नत्वा तदङ्घ्रिं प्रक्षाल्य तदपोलोकपावनिः सकुटुम्बवहन्मूर्धा पूजयान् चक्रः ईश्वरान् गन्धमाल्यम्बराकल्पः धूपदीपार्घ्यगो विषहे When King Bahulasa, a descendant of Janaka, saw Lord Krishna approaching his house from a distance with the sages, who were somewhat fatigued from the journey, he immediately arranged to have seats of honor brought out for them after they were all comfortably seated. The wise king, his heart overflowing with joy and his eyes clouded by tears, bowed down to them and washed their feet with intense devotion. Taking the wash water, which could purify the entire world, he sprinkled it on his head and the heads of his family members. Then he worshipped all those great lords by offering them fragrant sandalwood paste, flour, garlands, fine clothing, incense, lamps, order, and cows and goats. Hare Krishna. So this there are two devotees of Lord Sri Krishna from a distant place. Lord was in Dwarka, but these two devotees were staying in Mithila, border, just India and there's and Nepal. There's Mithila Pradesh, so it is quite different place. But because they are devotees and they are already thinking of Lord, Lord was telling that Sadhava Hudayamaham Sadhunang Leitoham Mat Anyate na Jananti Nahantebya Manavapi. Because the Lord told to Durvasa the same thing about Ambarish. He told that my pure devotees, they are always meditate on me and they have no other things about thinking about myself, about the Supreme Lord. And same thing about the Supreme Lord. He was always meditating about his pure devotees and thinking how to please them. So Lord Sri Krishna knows that though there are these two personalities, Bahulasa and Bahulasa and the Brahmana, Sutta, Sutadev, Brahmana Sutadev, they are staying in a very distant place from Dwaraka in Mithila Pradesh, but they are always thinking of the Lord. They have intense desire to serve the Lord and seeing the Lord in face to face. So one day, Krishna was planning how to reach them, how to meet these two devotees. So one time the Lord, with other devotees, it mentioned many other devotees, not Lord, no, just to wait alone. He accompanied with many other sages and pure devotees also, like Narada Muni, they mentioned. And Sukadev Goswami. So many devotees were accompanied with the Lord. Then they first approached the kingdom of Bahulasu. Yeah, that is also known as Mithila. Bahulasu was a descendant of Maharaj, who was also great devotee. So when the Maharaj Bahulasu, he saw the Lord approaching him from from little distance, just approaching him. He is just reaching in his kingdom, and finally they reached the palace of Maharaj Bahulasu. Then he become, that is mentioned in this verse. When King Bahulasa, a descendant of Janaka, saw Lord Krishna approaching his house from a distance with the sages who were somewhat fatigued from the journey because it is a long distance. So he immediately arranged to have seats of honor and brought out for them. And after is comfortably seated, the wise king and his heart overwhelmed with joy and his eyes clouded by tears bowed down to them and washed their feet with intense devotion. So this is the perfect example how one should welcome guests, and specifically exalted guests like this Lord Sri Krishna and his pure devotees, other sages like Narada, Vyasa, Sita, Sukadeva was also there. Many others, all they are exalted Vaishnavas. So how to welcome them? As Maharaj saw them from a distant place, he immediately he could understand that they were definitely very fatigued. After coming from a distant place. So he was immediately arranged exalted seats uh, for their sitting, and then he immediately arranged clean waters to wash their feet. Because Vaishnavas are there who will make some water and Lord's feet. Then that is Ganges water. That is of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. And other devotees also what they are. They very big time. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told in Chaitanya Charita how one can achieve Krishna Prem. How can one achieve Krishna Prem? What is the easiest way? Someone asks, what shall I do? Krishna told, Pada Dhuliya, Bhakta Pada Jal, Bhakta Bhunta Vases, Teen Bhavar. बार बार सर्वशास्त्रे पुकारता है एक दिन हरिते कृष्ण प्रेम भक्ति है चैतन्य महाप्रभु how can one achieve the goal of life at this situation? People just to take stock of these three things. Bhaktam pada, just touching the feet of the pure person. By doing this, one complete karmic reactions. Reaction to this person. The person was not allowed to everyone. Taking the frequency, taking dust and putting it on your own forehead, then these all your sinful reactions are transferring to the person. That is shastric injection. So, Bhakta Padadhuri, then Bhakta Padadhuri, by washing one's feet, then if you someone sprinkle on his head and you drink water, then immediately internally purified. All is the unwanted things that is stored in his heart. This lost anger, greed, all these things, they will wash. It is pure. Krishna Prasad. So that remnant remaining they are dead. By eating that remnant, Mahaprasad, then one get the same disease. That the person, the devotee who ate the prasad this way, then this his disease is transferred to this food also in this food. Just like in Corona time or any disease like spread by just eat, doctor told don't eat the remnant of that person, like chicken pox, like some disease. Similarly, if you want to eat the remnant of a Vaishnava, then what is transferred? The inner feelings, whatever is thinking about Krishna, what is your body is always meditating on Krishna, always thinking about Krishna. Machita, Madgata Prana, Dvayanta, Parasparam, Taschamam, Nityam, Tusyati, Saranti Cha. Krishna told me devotees and Bhagavad-Gita 10:9. And how my devotees, Machita, their mind is completely fixed, my lotus feet. Madgata Prana, their whole lifetime is just dedicated and completely engaged in my service. Madgata Prana. Bodhayanta Parasparam, when devotee meet each other, they only talk about me. Discuss Bhagavatam, Gita, like wherever there is Krishna Katha, message about what Sri Krishna is described. They don't read any other things. They don't discuss any other things. Bodhayanta Parasparam. Bhakayanta Samam Nityam, always they are engaged just discussing about myself, about the Supreme Lord. And in this way they become so happy all the time. They totally enjoy the happiness, transcendental. They are always in samadhi, about thinking only Janma Karma Chame Dipyam. They are only thinking about my transcendental appearance, my activities, all these things. So that's why pure devotees, so they are advantage full of this Lord's. When one about Lord, they're thinking of Lord always. Anyone eat prana, what is love this to Supreme, that's not important. So when one and this uh, Srila Prabhupada went to the Western world and he was cooking himself. How it was to be prepared? People will be cooked by a devotee, and it offered to the Supreme Lord. Then, after taking Supreme Lord accepted the prasadam, then it become the other devotees can be eat the prasad. So it was Prabhupada was offering his mention that even if your devotee is cooking, and he is not even offering, Krishna will forcefully take that cooking meat. So you can see how fortunate in the beginning days when Prabhupada went to America and he was how he converted and people and devotees there. They are beginning was not pure. But when they eat, they learned. So that is cooked by Prabhupada and it's prasadam. And those who are more fortunate, who got the remnant of Srila Prabhupada, immediately this was transferred. This is psychological psychologist says. If you go to if a new restaurant is just opened, and the cook is also a Karmi man, he is cooking and he is thinking about garland and singing Philip songs, and that prasad you eat, immediately in night you will see so many teams. So many teams. So, like this. So, this is the remnant of a devotee. This is also very purifying. But if you eat the remnant of a lusty person, then you are also developed the quality of that, attracted to the lusty affairs. So that's why these three things. That was the Bola saw the Supreme Lord, he immediately was the feet of Supreme Lord. Then he also was all the feet of other devotees. Because Krishna also explained, my devotees are something to worshipped and more than me. Aradhananam sarvesam Vishnu aradhana param. Tasmatarang devi tadiyanang samartha tadi. Devotees of Krishna is more exalted. I wanted to the Supreme Lord is where if you really want to please the Supreme Lord becomes very exalted. Your devotees are so the lotus feet after passing the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, then King Bhagavad-Gita was the lotus feet of Vaishnavas. And then after they are comfortable seated, the wise king, his heart overwhelmed with joy, and his eyes clouded by tears, bowed down to them and washed their feet with intense devotion. Taking the wash water, which could purify the entire world, he sprinkled it on his head and the heads of his family members. Then he worshipped all those great Lord by offering them fragments and woodpets, flower garlands after washing their feet, and then he very scented sandalwood paste. They put a sandalwood paste. Then they also offer them nice garlands, flower garlands, fine clothing. Maybe their clothes were dirty, so he offered the new clothing and ornaments to whom he offered them yes, to the Supreme Lord. Some persons may they like. He offered nice new clothes and ornaments. Then, just like we did with the Supreme Lord. So dress them, then incense, lamps. Okay, what we are offering it first incense, then the gillet, then the algae water, and also he donated them some cows and he greeted Lord and all says great devotees they are accompanied the Supreme Lord. So this is the beginning of this description of this chapter. But we'll see after this. King was very opulent. Bholasu was very opulent. King and his opulence, so he could offer things to Supreme Lord like ornaments and fine clothing and so exalted seats for the sitting. It was in a big palace. They were sitting in a king's palace. And on the other hand, we see the another devotee who is Sutadev. He was very poor, as a poor Brahmin. But he is a devotee. And when Lord appeared in their king in Mithila, both of them came. So he heard that Lord came to it is that both of them they awakened. Both of them invited them to their house to show them mercy. So Lord then planned what to do now. Is Bholasen inviting, same time who is inviting Sutadev. So Lord expanded himself. But no one could understand this thing. It Vaibhava Prakasa just expanded himself. He same time went to Sutadev's house, also went to Bholasa and Sutadev. But no one could understand what is going on. And then both Bholasa and Sutadev are thinking, Lord is so merciful. He is especially favored to me. He come to me only. But Lord is in both places. So we can see how Lord is merciful. How if you want to please the Supreme Lord, and not the opulence or whether one is very rich or one is very poor, one is he has so much opulence and otherwise have nothing but food and clothing. But still, both can please the Lord. If they have pure in mind, they are thinking about Lord for pure devotional service. The only thing that would attract the Supreme Lord is pure devotional service. That's why we see so many other examples. How Durjodhan was invited to Lord Sri Krishna for prasadam. But the prasadam was cooked by all the great halwais of the Delhi. He brought big cooks and made so many prasadam, variety of food. But Lord did not accept his invitation. He went to house of Vidura. He was like a beggar, though he was the minister of the Hastinapur, but he was just residing in the bank of Ganges in a small cottage. And Lord went there. He knows that Vidura is a great devotee. And if he is there, he is not invited him, but he went personally and asked, I am very hungry, please feed me. And he rejected the prasadam, that is a so opulent prasadam, 56 items, like so many items. Like the Lord is only to please the Supreme Lord, one has to become a pure devotee. That is the only qualification that attracts Krishna. That's why in the beginning of nectar of devotion, there is the different symptoms. There is one is called Sri Krishna Akarsani. Pure devotional service attracts Krishna. Krishna is all attractive. Still, pure devotional service attracts Krishna. These two people, the Bahulasa and Sutadev, why Lord was attracted to them and come to their place? Because they are pure, they are always thinking of the Lord. They are pure devotional devotees and performing always pure devotional service. That's why Lord was attracted from such a far away, distant place from Dwaraka. He come to Mithila Nagari just to meet these two personalities. So this is the way how we can please the Supreme Lord. So this is called Durjodhan ka meva tyaga sag Vidur ghar khai. In Vidur's place, he ate only the spinach. Even in the beginning, when Lord appeared in their small cottage, Vidur was not in house. Only his wife was there, Vidurani. Lord knocked the cottage door. When she opened the door, he saw, oh, Supreme Lord, Lord, he become mad, she become mad. She what to do? And just for some wooden platform, just get over to the Lord sitting down. Then Lord is asking, I am very hungry, please feed me something. Vidur is not in house, what can I feed? So he saw some banana, right? Banana was in one corner. He brought banana and she sit down in front of Lord, like just looking his lotus face, and she was just like as what to do? Mentally bad. Just he was looking and talking to the Supreme Lord, just showing the banana and the opposite and the pillows. And Lord was eating the pillows. Banana is on the floor. With time, sometimes it's just, hey, what are we doing? What are we feeding, Lord? What? Then she come to her senses. Lord, all the bananas. But Lord is telling, don't worry. I get so many prasadam, but today I get special things. Tell me so much by eating those banana peels. Because they are offered it with transcendental, madness with pure devotion. Same thing we see many instances. If someone is Lord Krishna, then Lord reciprocate. Ramchandra's pastime, see, that is the summary. How that woman, his guru, in Natandarasi told, one day Ramchandra will come to our ashram. He passed away, but he put faith on the words uh, of his spiritual master. The Lord, my spiritual master told, one day the Supreme Lord will come to our ashram, to our cottage, our ashram. Years and years, he was just collecting what in forest he could get, just collecting the what is berries. So, but every day I was getting yes, my spiritual master will come. Did not come. So one day, after many years, she became like old woman. One time, Lord Ramchandra came with Lakshmana to his cottage. So she also like this, he offered them wooden platform, wash their feet, and then what to feed them? Just he opened his what is called this puris and bags, big bags, and some berries. And first is what she was doing, testing whether it is sweet or sour. Which one is that is sweet? Then he giving to the Ramchandra for eating and throwing the bitter things. Lakshmana become angry. Hey, what are you doing? You are offering my Lord, you are remnant. He's telling, she was crying, started crying. What can I do, Lord? The things, sour things and bitter things to eat. I'm just a little taste because I want to offer the Lord the sweet ones. Ramchandra chastised Lakshmana. He told him, stop. See what is he thinking, how his thinking is going on with his mind. I am bhavagrahi. I don't accept the external things, but within what is going on. Someone is within pure, you are only thinking about the Supreme Lord and pure devotional service. Then Lord accept that service. Same thing here also we see for the Sutadeva and Bolas. They are not, they are someone is very quiet, such an opulent person was a king of Indra, and another was a very poor Brahman. And but Lord adopted. It was behaves in the same way that they such. With time where you are given. To become pure devotee, neither opulence. Master can become a pure devotee like Maharaj and was in the Baula. So many things and same time the poorest person like Sutadev. And said, Lama, how many poor persons can also satisfy the Supreme Lord if they have pure love for the Supreme Lord. Lord is satisfied only by the pure devotional service. No one can satisfy. It is great to be कर्मी जो the कर्मी ज्ञानी जोगी भक्त the other threes the कर्मी jnanis and yogis they cannot satisfy the Supreme Lord if they don't have devotion with them. Devotional service. That is only Krishna Paul explained in Bhagavad-Gita again and again. Bhakti-yoga abhijananti. Javanaschasmi tattva. Tattva gyanta visanti tat anantaram. Only devotees would understand Supreme Lord and serve Him perfectly. So that's why it is our goal should be become a pure devotee. How to perform devotional service? Anya abhilasita sunyam. ज्ञान कर्मादि अनावृतम आनुकूल्य कृष्ण अनुशीलनम भक्ति तदा. Very definition of devotion is giving pure devotional service is free from karma and jnana. It's pure desire to serve the Supreme Lord. Another like Narada Muni gave another definition. Sarva upadhi vinirmukta tat parottana nirmalam ऋषिकेश सेवनम सेवनम भक्तिरुच्यते. So we have to serve we should engage all senses in the service of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. That is bhakti. Today get able from Supreme Lord can satisfy him. Without devotional service, there is no means to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. Let's start. Yes.
I understand that pure devotees, they don't want mystic powers. But when Krishna expanded himself for Sahadev and Bahulas, also all his associates expanded themselves. But generally, we're accustomed to like Sobari Muni or Kardama Muni. They expanded themselves, but they were like replicas. Whereas Krishna, when he expands himself, he's independent, and all his associates were also independent. Like, two forms. Yes. So is that something that the pure devotee received? Is the mystic power to expand himself and do mystic things?
The pure devotee is all siddhis. When one becomes pure devotees, he achieves all the siddhis. They automatically come to them, but they don't want to show them for others. But they can use it sometimes in emergency for Krishna service. Otherwise, they don't use service. Just like okay. So the devotional service that the mystic power. So by the pure devotee mystic by the other rules. Just like we have here, the Vrindavan, the great magician come one time. This is a guy. That's Prabhupada. Magic studies. Prabhupada asked him to solve some magics. It solves so many magics. I don't know. Then finally, he asked Prabhupada, you have anything? Prabhupada, I have other magic. I transferred so many questionnaires or queries there. I transferred them to your devotees.
Right. Srila Prabhupada came.
This is the magician from this. Transfer the heart, purify the heart. This is only pure devotee can do. No other yoga process can attract Krishna. One cannot achieve Krishna by performing some yoga, knowledge. This process is not finished. Only by pure devotional service one can attract Krishna. Krishna is all attractive, but he attracted for pure devotional service. Okay. Any other question or comment? Okay. I will have to finish the class.
Thank you for the class, Maharaj. About these three things like water, dust from the feet, and remnants of Buddhavati. Should I take it literally, or there is some other meaning? Because
You are right. We should clean it. You have to not the devotee, clean it and not the clean amongst the parents. You can take the day and play with you. You know, give them amount the Naguni, the grace, so we can make such a exalted devotees. By the mercy of the exalted Vishnu was amongst us. Naguni becomes such a exalted devotee. And next life comes such exalted position is Naguni. That is all Buddhists. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Granthas Bhagavatam ki jai. Sri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.